It was a very poorly officiated basketball game. Zach Randolph, the most rugged guy in the game, had 0 free throws, but somehow Kawhi Leonard had 19 free throws. First half, we shot 19 shots in the paint, and we had 6 free throws. They shot 11 times in the paint, and they had 23 free throws. I'm not a numbers guy, but that doesn't seem to add up. Overall, 35 times we shot the ball in the paint. We had 15 free throws for the game. They shot 18 times in the paint and had 32 free throws. Kawhi shot more free throws than our whole team. Explain it to me. We don't get the respect that these guys deserve because Mike Conley doesn't go crazy. He has class, and he just plays the game. But I'm not going to let them treat us that way. You know, I know Pop's got pedigree, and I'm a young rookie, but they're not going to rook us. That's unacceptable. That was unprofessional. My guys dug in that game and earned the right to be in that game, and they did not even give us a chance.
All right, thank you.
Take that for data.
David Fizdale hoping to get a few more calls as the series shifts to Memphis for Game 3. That leads us to this question, Antoine. Who will have more free throw attempts between the Spurs and the Grizzlies? The Spurs have attempted 25 more free throws than Memphis in the first 2 games of the series. Will the Grizzlies have the advantage in Game 3 with the series shifting to Memphis? And, of course, that Fizdale rant, which cost him $30 grand. Do you think that's going to make a difference for his squad?
I don't think it's going to make a difference. I think it's actually going to make it even harder. One thing you can't do with the officials is go at them publicly. I think it's kind of like when we always see with guys that get a lot of technical fouls. The referees are quick to get them the whistle, they're not quick to listen to hit them out. You see it happen with DeMarcus Cousins. You see it happen with Draymond Green. And it's the kind of the same situation with what Fizdale's doing. You're trying to force the referees to give you calls. And that's not saying that they're not trying to call calls, but when most teams at home usually get the fairness of the whistle. And also the personnel, the players. I mean, you have to be honest. I mean, Michael Conley is not, he's a good player. He's not an all-star. He's not going to get those calls.
They don't necessarily deserve that type of treatment from the referees.
Your stars usually get those calls.
Right.
I mean, he's not an all-star. I mean, he's not a guy that referees look at as a guy that, he's going to get calls when he's going to the basket. Marcus Gasol's had his time in the All-Star game and stuff like that. We know Zach Randolph can play very physical. But you're going against the San Antonio Spurs at San Antonio with multiple All-Stars on their team. They're going to get the ball with the calls.
But that's still crazy, right, that Kawhi took more free throws himself than the whole team. That still seems like a huge disparity.
I grew up in Chicago, and I watched Michael Jordan shoot more free throws than a lot of teams, too. But you have to go get guys. I think, obviously, it's going to have to – Memphis is going to – I know he's talking about them shooting in the paint, but are those fouls? I mean, you're playing with a guy like Paul Gasol, who's a 7-footer. Referees are going to give them the verticality calls. LaMarcus Aldridge is another guy who's 6'11", 7 feet. They're not going to just call fouls on those guys. Those guys are hard to ref, so you want to give them the benefit of the doubt sometimes in those situations. It's unfortunate he felt that way, if he felt like that was the reason why. But honestly, Fizz, my man, my assistant coach, you're outmatched. Spurs are much better than you. You don't have enough scoring. Tony Allen, Chandler Parsons, you're not talented enough to beat the San Antonio Spurs. The referees can't help you in this series. There's no way you're going to win this series.
At the end of the day, it comes down to personnel, and the Grizzlies just don't have what it takes.